Welcome to Portman Ponderings again. Today we're thinking about linguistic diversity in schools. And it's amazing whenever you look at the census information in the United States with the variety of languages that are taught in school and the number of students who are in our public schools who speak English as a second language. And when we look at the historical approaches to linguistically different students in the schools, it's amazing to me to realize that in the late 1800s in the United States, it was up to the local schools to teach in whatever language they wanted to teach that was agreeable in the local community. It wasn't until later that that changed, about the time of the Industrial Revolution in the U.S., so that schools began to teach only in English. It's also interesting to me that the United States does not have an official English-only legislation at the federal level. It's left to the states. There are some states that do not have English as official language, but it's getting to be fewer and fewer in that regard. And when we look at the federal level, we see that there has been federal legislation that would basically say that the correct way of doing things would be to have things in the English language. But at different times throughout the U.S. history, making English-only laws were considered to be unconstitutional. So it's still a very deep, intense issue in discussion. I'd be interested in hearing your thoughts related to how school reform and multicultural education can embrace the linguistically different in the schools. Having been to other countries to where I was pretty much the language minority, it's a different perspective whenever you cannot communicate in the language of the local community. What are your thoughts about language in the schools? Can we teach in multiple languages? And are we prepared as a multicultural society with professionals who are bilingual? Should that be a part of our teacher training programs? I know that we have many teachers in schools now who do not have a second language. And when they do, it may not be one that is of the group that they have in the school. Be interested in your comments related to language and school reform. This is Portman Pondering. A lot to think about this week.